I'll repeat, on Friday we have done journal entries and ledger accounts in the books of consignor. So now we will do the journal entries and ledger accounts in the books of consignee. That will complete our problem. So quickly put the headings and your pro formas, then we will start. So first journal entries. What am I doing? Yeah. Journal entries in the books of consignee. And who is the consignee here? It is Y, right? In the books of Y, and Y is the consignee. So in brackets, we will write it as consignee so that we remember. And everyone knows the pro forma of journal. How many columns does your journal have?
5.
5 columns, correct. So we will have the 2 amount columns. See, anyone has any doubts in consignment, you should ask me now itself, because now we are doing the basic problems of consignment. Then we will start with the problems with little complications. So unless you understand the basic ones, you will not be able to do the ones which are little complicated, right? So if you have any doubts, you ask me then and there. Stop me in between and ask me wherever you find there's a doubt. Date, particulars, LF, amount, and again the amount column. So debit amount and credit amount. So my pro forma for journal is ready. Do I start with the journal entries? Or if you're drawing the pro forma, I'll wait.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We can start. I'm also putting my next heading, ledger accounts in the books of Y, who is the consignee. So journal entries and how many ledger accounts does the consignee prepare?
1.
Only one account, which is the
Consignor's account.
consignor's account. Okay, so first we'll start with the journal. Now, how many journal entries will the consignee write?
5.
He will write 5 entries. One is for advance, one is for his expenses, one is for his sales, one is for his commission, and the last one is for the final amount due, final balance due or paid, whatever it is, right? So he will be writing 5 entries in his books. So first entry is for his advance. Do we have the advance in this problem? So do we have the advance in the question? See, we need to see the question once.
No, ma'am.
We have advance. Where is the advance? Yes, see here. Y received the consignment and accepted a draft for 30,000 payable after 3 months. So advance was paid through your bills receivable or payable. So what is the entry will the consignee will write in his books? We will not write anything in the date column because the dates are not mentioned for all the transactions. So we will leave it blank. So he will write the entry as X account debtor to bills payable account, because for him it will be called as bills payable, right? X account debtor to bills payable account being advance paid through bills of exchange. Being advance paid through bills of exchange, and the amount of advance is 30,000 rupees. So 30,000 in both the columns, right? So our first entry is done. Now move forward to the second entry. Now what will the consignee write the second entry for? Yes, what will be the second entry related to?
Sales.
His expenses first. See, we should go in the order. Let us go in the order. So consignee is expenses. So again, he will write the account entry as X account debtor to cash or bank. Anything we can write. So we will write it as cash because he is directly incurring the expenses, right? So being expenses incurred by consignee. So these are the expenses incurred by consignee. And how many are the expenses? We need to see here consignee's expenses. We can see in the account here also
2,800.
2,800, correct. So consignee's expenses are 2,800. So put 2,800 in both the columns. So we are done with the second entry. After expenses, what do we go to? The third journal entry for
Sales.
sales made by the consignee. So sales is an income. The amount will, the entry will be reversed because consignee will receive the amount first. So we will write the entry as cash account debtor to consignor's account, because again this is going to go to the consignor. So sorry, not consignor, we need to write to X account. We have to write his name. So being sales made by the consignee. And what is the amount of sales given? One of you tell me quickly.
70,000.
70,000.
20,000. Okay. So we have written that entry also. Now we move forward. After sales, immediately we need to write the entry for what will be
Commission.
the fourth entry?
Commission.
Correct. We have to write the entry for the commission. So commission again. The entry will be X account debtor to commission account. So remember here, there is one difference between other entries and the commission entry. See, if it is advance, we are writing advance to bills payable because we are paying through bill. If it is expenses, we are writing X to cash because consignee is directly paying the expenses. He will get it reimbursed from consignor later. And if it is sales, we are writing cash to X because consignee is receiving the cash and he is selling the goods. Later on, this cash will go to the consignor. For commission, we are writing the entry as X to commission. We are directly not writing X to cash because commission is not being paid by the consignee. It will be directly paid by the consignor later on. Right? So that is the reason we are writing commission here. We are not writing cash or bank. Okay.
So when he receives it, it will be cash
Yeah.
account debit to
Cash account debited to commission
account.
account. When the consignee will receive it, then it will be cash to commission. But what is happening? Consignee is not receiving anything. What consignee is doing later on, whatever amount he got from the sales, from there he is deducting the expenses, his commission, and he is reimbursing the final amount to the consignor. So that is the reason we are not writing any other entry later. Is that clear?
Yes,
See, even
ma'am.
expenses, even sales, consignee is spending here or receiving here. Later on, what he is doing, from the final amount, he is deducting whatever he spent, he is deducting his commission also and sending off the final amount to the consignor back. Right? So, being commission due to consignee. Being commission due to consignee. And how much is consignee's commission? Can anyone tell me quickly?
3,500.
3,500. Okay. So we have written the commission also. Now what is the last entry left over in consignee's books?
Balance.
It should be for the balance. And we will know the balance only when we prepare the consignor's account. Otherwise, as we have already prepared consignee's account, we can see the balance from here also because the balance amount will be the same, isn't it? And how is he paying the balance? It is through cash. So we will write off the balance entry. The amount is 33,700. You will get the same amount whether it is consignee's account or consignor's account. So we'll write the entry again. It will be again X account debtor to cash account because we are assuming that the balance is paid through cash since he did not mention anything in the problem. So it is assumed that he is paying through cash only. So X account debtor to cash account being balance paid to consignor. See, so when we are writing this last entry, everything is settled, right? Anyone who had the previous doubt about commission, expenses, whatever it is, everything is settled with this last entry. Because consignee is directly deducting his expenses, his commission, and then whatever amount is left over from sales, the final amount he is sending it back to the consignor. So our balance was 33,700, right? 33,700. So we are done with the journal entries in the books of consignee. So every time you will get only these 5 entries in the books of consignee. And whatever is the question later on also, whether you have consignment stock, whether you have losses in consignment, whether you have any other problem in consignment, the consignee's books will not change. Because consignee will write only these entries, whether there is loss, whether there is profit, whether consignment stock is left over or not, consignee is no way related. So consignee's books, you can be 100% sure only these are 5 entries which will appear. And if there is no advance, the first entry will not appear. And if he's paying the balance through bills, this entry will change. If he's paying through bank, this entry will again become to bank. That's it. Otherwise, the journal entries will be the same. Only these 5 entries will appear every time in consignee's books. Right? Now we'll prepare the ledger account in consignee's books. Quickly draw the pro forma for ledger account. So I can copy. I'm doing it on a system. You all cannot copy like that. You have to draw a new pro forma. So draw the pro forma for and remember consignee's account will be exactly opposite of consignor's account. The same entries, but they will appear on the opposite side, right? So you draw the pro forma. I'll wait for a minute. Then we'll see the entries and transfer it into the ledger accounts. It's very, very simple to see the entries and transfer. It's hardly a matter of a minute. So this is our first entry. We will see the first entry and then we will transfer. Just let me know if you're ready with the pro forma of ledger so that we can transfer the entries. Yeah, I need to change the heading here. I'm sorry. So we are now preparing X account, who is the consignor. So wherever in the journal entries you see X, you have to transfer that entry here. That's it. And all these 5 entries are having X, right? So all 5 entries will get transferred to the ledger account of consignor. Do I start the account?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So see the first entry, it has given us X account data to bills payable account. And we are preparing X account here. So where will this entry appear?
Debit side.
Debit side. And we will write it as?
2 bills paid.
2 bills payable. That's it. So 2 bills payable. We will not write anything in the date column. We will not write anything in the JF column. Leave those 2 columns blank and then write the amount, 30,000. And then we have X account data to cash. So this entry will also come on the debit side.
To cash account.
Yes, we will write it as to cash. And we can write here in brackets everything, what is the entry related to, so that we don't forget. And this to cash is for expenses. I will just write there. And it is 2,800. Right? Next entry is cash account data to X. So where will this entry appear?
Credit side by cash account.
Come on the credit side. Correct. So I will write the entry as by cash. And this entry is for sales. And this amount is 70,000. Okay. What is the next entry for?
Commission.
It is commission and it is X2 commission. So it will again come on the debit side. So we will write the entry as to commission directly and write the amount. Amount is 3,500. That is done. The last entry is for the balance. Actually speaking, you should balance the account, then you will get the amount and then you need to write this entry. But we have seen the entry from the consignee's account and put the balance. So finally, even if you check, you will get the balance on the debit side only. See, credit side is 70,000 Debit side is 36,300. So if you deduct, you will get the same amount of balance. So we'll write the entry as to cash and in brackets write it as balance. The balance will be the same, 33,700. And then put the totals on both the sides, 70,000. So our consignor's account is over. So every time the same 5 transactions will be there in consignor's account and the same 5 journal entries will appear in the books of consignee.